His challenge and pain points were confused about which card gives maximum reward points for a category, sometimes forgets to redeem high value points worth 50,000 plus annually, and overwhelmed by managing multiple cards, right? There's not a single place he could go and just, sorry, uh, um, just get that up. So the business requirements were written here. We also did productizing process and the UI UX design because this was more around agile. Wanted to concentrate on that bit from here onwards on the under the pitch. So the business requirements were written down uh, across segments like needs, the preference functions and service categories, the features and then priorities and then tasks and service technology and interface. So what we tried to do was we tried to go into discovery with these
Hi, Kamala. I'm sorry for
business
the
requirements.
interruption. You have 1 more minute.
Yeah, sure. We went to discovery with these business requirements. We tried to follow the Teresa Torres methodology. So we three group as a group we did the amigos, like one acting as a product manager, one acting as a solution architect, and one as a product owner, and try to jot down different epics. And then we used safe agile methodology to do the PI planning for these epics across five sprints. So we did one full PA planning, writing down all these features, and then this is the kind of model, uh, the Gantt chart which we prepared using AHA tool. Uh, and this is at the full release section where you have different features lined up, and then this is the view where we had epics, the epics view. So each epic had some features in it, and then this is the user story mapping. I would probably take around 30 more seconds, Kavya, if it's okay.
Yeah.
So each epic we tried to write down. Um, with these sections, the headline features, the additional requirements, the assumptions, the out of scope for this epic, so that we have a healthy backlog being created and not leaving anything left out. And then what's the future plan for this kind of epic to be looked at a later stage after the MVP and the non-functional requirements and release notes. We kind of made this through every epic we have written under a detailed manner. So we use basically the AHA tool, which is for the product managers to do all the agile, mapping between
Please comment.
Hi, Kamal. Kamal, are you there?
Looks like he lost power.
Yes, yes, please. We can just wait for a minute, sir, and see if Kamal is back or what.
sorry guys, I lost power in the home here.
Okay, I think, Kamal, now we can proceed with the feedback and Q&A from the juries.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, Kavya.
Nageshwar Rao, sir, can you share your feedback and questions for Kamal?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Kamal, the presentation was good. Thank you. And there are a couple of points I'd like to highlight is that when you mentioned the MVP definition, problem is definitely there. There are quite a few products. We would have liked a competitor analysis on like what's already there and how are you different from the existing. That would have helped. When you said this is the
Right.
MVP definition, the product is primarily a data-based product. There are a lot of sources of information on which the product really relies upon. That sources of information was not brought in. Like how would you end of the day, whether you build a chat interface, the sources of information is what
Yeah.
drives the product. That was something
Right.
that I would have loved. And when you mentioned that you would have you would get Rohan as your user persona to onboard onto this, what are the key drivers why Rohan would start using your product? One is the points that you're sharing, but that might not be enough for him to really start using your product. So you have to look at really three compelling value propositions for him, at least top 3 points where you can look at it. Then you
Right.
presented two user personas. One is Rohan, the other one was Pinto. If you look at, they are completely two different extremes. Pinto is a more premium guy. His expectations of the product are different from what Rohan would expect. So you would want to do a mass market product versus a premium product is something that I think you should like really look at it. And Epic's definition, like if you look at generally when a product is done, at some point of time, you say this is the minimum viable product at which I'll start onboarding real users, not the beta users, the real users. That should be mapped saying that this is the milestone which I'll start looking at beta users. This is what I look at. And how would you go about what is the value proposition for every milestone? If that is depicted at a macro level, it would be really helpful, not to like the sprint level. And that's my feedback on that, Kamal.
Yeah. Thanks, sir. Um, yeah, as you said, yes, it's a data-driven product. So we were trying to. I think it should be there in one of the slide. Might slip my. I might have slipped it, but just to let you know, we wanted the SMS and emails um, to be tracked within the app. We need permissions from the customers so that we can track their spends and analyze better and give them more suggestions. You're right on that point. It's a data-driven application.
So the other side also, where do you get the sources of all the credit cards available, let's say from ICICI Bank, and how do you go about suggesting the right credit card and that piece of it? So that is also an important information that you would need for the product, isn't it?
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
That's all
Thank you.
available in the bank websites today, which is an open forum. Generally, all their terms and policies should be transparent enough. It's not something they would hide. So we could just take the data and keep it live whenever it is changed by a bank.
Yeah, the problem
Well,
is definitely there. You should look at like
yeah,
premium
yeah, it is
versus,
there.
you
Yes.
should look at that piece of it. Yeah. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we did the MVP experiments as well. We interviewed around 100 people, and then 60% of them felt that they are losing the reward points and it didn't had one app to solve the problem. So that's how we ended up into this. There were a couple of more. I mean, I wouldn't say couple. There are more slides as well, explaining the value proposition canvas, MVP experiments, the user journey, centric design, and all of that as well, but I
Perfect.
didn't had time to cover all of them in the time I have.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your feedback and question. Jayantika ma'am, your feedback and question for Kamal.
Hey Kamal, first of all, thank you so much for the presentation. It was great. I think a lot of my points have already been covered by Nageshwara, but I will just sum it up of what I was looking for. So for first one, which was primarily bottom, was the comparative analysis, is something I looked forward to because there are segregated applications or just knowledge bases on in
Yeah.
the market today, which can give you that information. So how do you differentiate yourself and in what aspects is something I wanted to clearly be called out. I could not find that answer. The core value
Okay.
proposition for me was not very clear. You diverged into two, a couple of things. One was the reward side, which you mentioned. The other was also, I think, in one of your slides, it was late payment, reminders
hmm
or EMI analysis and all that stuff. So those are very vast, segregated areas. What one thing you would want to follow up in your MVP to start off with, basis on the user persona that you have chosen, is something I was looking for. I think I found a couple of answers, but not just one core value propositions to start off. That's something that's there.
Okay.
You mentioned two user personas. Those were both male. your user persona would also be, and I'm not just talking about, include just females, but there are also more user personas to it. I know it was time bound,
Right.
maybe you have more,
Yeah.
but all I wanted to say was that when you're talking about a user, is a gender specificity is one thing, but there is also more, your user personas both probably knew how to use a credit card, wherein you mentioned that we don't, a lot of people don't understand, they don't read about the credit card things and the rewards things, but
Right.
they are just offered free or something. That's one another user persona, right? And it is gender specific, irrespective of the gender. So I think that was a little bit skewed and not very vast. And the last
Mm-hmm.
thing I wanted to see was more on the MVP part of it, of what would you start off with and why, for that matter, right? And what
Right.
needs are you catering to? And that's something that I was looking for. But otherwise, it was a great presentation. I know it's time bound, but that's my feedback of what some pointers I would have loved to see more, to be able to get a more
Yeah.
healthy grasp of what you're trying to build and why what you're going forward with for the users. But yeah, overall, great. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks,
ma'am. Thanks
Jayantika.
for your feedback and
Um,
question. Next, Mani sir, your feedback and your question for Kamal.
Yeah, most of the points already covered by Nageshwar and Jantika. So I'll just add 2 points on top of that. Number one, what looks really great in your presentation was the way you define the user persona was good, though I completely agree with Jantika's points on it is skewed up on certain particular gender. But the definition of the user persona was the parameter that you took to define the user persona was good. And the way you laid out your epics, the how you structured your thoughts on which particular team is going to work on what and the roadmap, the implementation roadmap for it. That really looked good. The problem statement that you touched upon, right from choosing the credit cards to the rewards and how to when to use certain credit cards, the spectrum of problem statements were right, and you touched upon all. So that's good. Few areas where you have to really focus on. Number one is that though you have lot of problem statement to actually target, you should prioritize which one you're going to solve first, right?
right.
And those problem statement to be attached to the user person that you're talking about. Number one, the user person that you've chosen, right? So that prioritization of problems should be mentioned. Number one. Number two is you have chosen 25 to 40. Why not above 40? Right.
Right.
So that is also a question. And the third is you mentioned about 3,000 crore hidden cost versus 9.8 crore credit cards, right? The value
Yeah.
proposition here is financially not that convincing for a user to use a product. So if
Mm-hmm.
you do the math, though the problem statement is compelling because I was putting myself in the shoes and I go, yeah, these are the problem that I really face. But why should I even buy your
Right.
solution is not very compelling enough. That's what I think Nageshwar and Jaitika mentioned, that the value proposition is not clearly coming out for the problems that you mentioned, right? Both
Right.
in a solution aspect, but also the financial aspects, right? Number three is the metrics. It's really important that how we're going to ensure that your product is doing good in the market. So first, you've spoken about user persona, you've spoken about problem statement, widespread, prioritize that. You spoken about solution. I really like your credit card comparison engine, though people dig deeper into it. Um, your roadmap of how you're going to launch the product, and then talk about the metrics as well, how you're going to tie it back, what you want to achieve by launching this product, right? Your vision was there, but you didn't have any great quantification numbers. Like how much is the market segment that you want to target first? What is the market share
Yeah.
you're trying to achieve next 3 years, 4 years down the line or so? So that was the one, and the product roadmap. I was okay. Yeah, these are my feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your feedback and question. So now it's time to know the marks. Nageshwar Rao, sir, can I know your marks for Kamal?
This is on the scale of 1 to 5. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes, 1 to 5, yes.
I think I'll go with the 3 for this.
3, okay. Jayantika ma'am, your scores?
It's same. It would be 3 as well.
Okay. Mani sir, your scores for Kamal?
Should it be in 0.5 increments or?
It's on scale of 1 to 5.
So go with 3.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So
Thank you.
now it's time for the audience to vote. Please take your phone and you can just scan the QR. Please vote. You have 30 seconds to vote for Kamal, and you can cast your votes there. So here are the results. Thank you, Kamal. Thanks for your presentation. Now we have
Thank
team
you.
three. So it's a solo presentation by Kirti. Hi, Kirti.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'll start my screen share. Good evening. I am Lakshmi Kirti. I've been in the industry in engineering roles for the past 8 years and now transitioning to product manager role. So
Okay,
I'm
Lakshmi, your time starts now. All the best.
passionate about turning everyday struggles into delightful solutions, and that's how this idea of Bhojanetra came. For all of us, food is always just eating, or for some, it is more than that. But it is also the energy, emotion, and the health put on a plate. And yet, most of us only realize a meal's impact after our health starts complaining. Today, I'm going to present a solution to the daily problem that affects our energy, mood, and future health with Bhojanetra. So the main problem is our days are very busy and the meals become mindless, leading to choices based on what is easily available, not just what is right. So what does it result in is bloating, acidity, weight gain, and sometimes even to lifestyle conditions like diabetes. As of now, the Indian digital health market is projected to grow from $14.5 billion to $107 billion by 2033. So, looking at this market, current solutions are mostly Western, generic, and calorie driven, but not Indian focused. So, that simple, localized, and real time guidance solution is what we are trying to provide. And our target audience would be working professionals or urban professionals and homemakers and some health conscious individuals in the age group of 25 to 60. So we conducted user research across various people who are working professionals, who are women, homemakers, and who have some chronic lifestyle diseases also. So what we understood is we had segregated the questions into different sections like customer behaviors and what kind of aspirations they have and what mindsets they have. Are they willing to adopt a new application that correlates with food and health, and what goals they have, and finally what pain points they have with the current existing applications. So we focused on all such things, and we created an empathy map based on that. So based on the response, the empathy map resulted in a deep understanding that eventually crafted our solution to be a quick, visual first, localized, and affirmative advices provided in a single application. So, most of the people are finding eating hard to do daily, healthy eating basically too hard to do daily, and they're worried about eating oily foods, spicy foods, and their after effects. And the current apps like Healthify, they are providing good insights, but they are mostly calorie focused, which is very difficult for some of the audience. So they wanted simple visual and affirmative advices, most focused on Indian foods, and also provide health correlations without creating some guilt or fear in the users. Instead, create a positive affirmative suggestion. So one of our user persona is what I've put here. He is Saurabh, 30 years old software engineer. So he mostly eats whatever is easily available. and his choices are classic Indian meals like biryani and delicious home food, but he feels guilty because of the after effects sometimes. So again, he wanted simple visual choices instead of long text messages, and he also wanted next meal advices. Critically, he wants the app to focus on uh, feedback, affirmative feedback, and he is also open to create community and get weekly insights for the suggestions he have followed or advices he has considered. And competitor analysis, as I've already mentioned, Healthify Me is providing some tracking with calories, but that doesn't help in decision making. In the same way, CultFit is focusing on fitness, and food is considerably secondary for that. But when we come to Bhojanetra, how it is differentiated compared to competitors is we provide simple health signals, and we focus on regional Indian food recognition, and we focus on smart next meal nudges as well, and we provide affirmative but not guilt driven advices, and we also encourage community engagement for audience retention. And also we plan to integrate advanced AI suggestions where scanning a recipe card or an ingredient gives insight on what does it look like when consumed on health. So this is a snapshot of what I have spoken about, the problem, the customer segment. And in short, the solution is Bhojanetra is a AI powered visual first affirmative regional food health correlation provider with smart advices. So this is our business model canvas. It is designed to be first with the more focus on Android users as per the market. And we focused on providing premium insights and corporate wellness tie-ups, because corporates are more focused on health and wellness for the employees nowadays. And that's how we plan to validate the outcomes as well. And we plan to create a community within the app that drives virality among the users. So the core is Indian food base, which is food database, which is publicly available. And then try to get real users and nutritionists or healthcare experts to improve accuracy over the usage. And this is how we created the product backlog and prioritization. Through research, the customer research that we did, users very clearly told us be affirmative and be visual. So our MVP focuses on visual meal scan, instant health correlation, and smart next meal alerts or suggestions, and a very friendly community. To achieve this, the technical area of proprietary Indian meal database and cloud scalability is what we plan for. And our roadmap looks something like this. We are planning in 3 phases. One is foundation and MVP, then growth and adoption, and then scale and monetization. So initially, we plan to deliver the core AI, where it gives the food health correlation, and the success is measured by getting the insight in under 7 seconds, because after that user mostly gets bored to read the long texts, and increasing the healthier choices, and 7-day retention percentage we are going to track. And in the growth and adoption phase, we are focusing on personalization, regional suggestions, and increasing gamification in the community. And finally, in the scale and monetization phase, we are going to plan to tie up with corporate wellness pilots and advanced AI features, as I've spoken earlier. And this is how our user story mapping looks like. So our user stories are mostly built around human moments, like when a person looks at food and asks themselves, should I eat this? So our mapping follows the real behavior flow: capture, understand, improve, and motivate. So in capture, we are trying to help the user to log a plate with zero effort. And in understand, we are trying to give instant clarity on what happens after eating it to guide their thinking. And in improve, we are trying to encourage by giving better choices, better suggestions. And in motivate, we are trying to reward the user with small wins and them celebrating and then retaining them. And user story represents again the behavioral moments where we want to influence. For example, log a meal with photo. The acceptance criteria are not just about UI fills, but they are about giving the clarity to user. Food is auto detected, health rating is shown, health insight is shown, after effects are shown, and insight is delivered in less than 7 seconds. And DOR ensures we only start working on stories when the value is clear, dependencies are identified, and mock are reviewed instead of just doing some guesswork. And DoD ensures we mark the feature as or the user story as success only when user sees the clarity and the feature is secure, stable, and is able to be demoed with feedback captured. So we are planning for a 2-week sprint where we are planning features such as enabling users to sign up and capture meals with first level of health insights that we are providing. And then we are also planning to provide deep insight with food health correlation view, weekly insights, and a basic leadership goal. And so stakeholder communication is basically we try to communicate
Hi,
product.
Kirti. I'm sorry for the interruption. You have 1 more minute.
Yeah. We're trying to communicate the product vision during kickoff and onboarding, and roadmap alignment during quarterly or per release, and progress and proof weekly or monthly. And we always have to consider feedback loops during sprint reviews and pilot reports. And finally, this is a prototype of how our Bhojnetra looks. So instead of just putting some random messages, we are creating some engaging messages for the user. I'm waiting for breakfast, have a healthy lunch. And if there are any additional snacks than the major ones, user can still add them. And if user has skipped a meal, he can log it as skipped as well. And so this is how the insights are going to look like: the weekly score and food health score, how many days has he followed the insights advices and how many days he hasn't. And based on that, we are going to give the best day as well. And this is how the community is going to look like, where we give the leaderboards in the community that user has created. And there are some challenges where user can participate and user can create the challenges as well. And based on that, we are going to show the achievements as well. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Kirti. Thanks for your presentation. Nageshwar Rao sir, can I know your feedback and questions for Kirti?
You want to do the other way around? Probably Jayantik or Mani will start.
Okay, no problems. Hi, Mani sir, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, questions and feedback.
First of all, there was too much information overload in the last 2 minutes. A lot of data and a lot of analysis. So a lot of good work, Kirti, because it covered end to end, right from the user persona, empathy map, competitor analysis, canvas, model canvas, product roadmap, goals, strategies, mission, finally prototype systems. So I think you have covered the breadth of the problem statements and the user personas, and the competitor analysis. You have taken 3 competitor analysis, 3 competitors for the analysis. Health advice is available free of cost in social media, and there are a lot of influencers who are providing all these calorie tracking, the best recipes, what you should eat, what you should not eat, and everything. I think you should consider the large amount of social media information available also as a part of your competition. So that is one of the key element that we have to check. And number 2 is you insisted upon B2B segment, right? You had corporate tie-ups. Is the app going to be all B2B based app? Is it not a B2C?
It's both basically. So it could be B2B2C when we tie up with corporate wellness programs, but ideally it is B2C.
Okay. And I really want to understand the revenue streams for this, right? Because all this information are available free of cost, as I mentioned, right? So channeling all this into one particular place and how we're going to monetize it is the key. For B2C, penetration is going to be a little difficult. If B2B is the space for you, then you need a lot of partnership. So I couldn't grab all the information that we presented in the business model canvas, since it was going a little faster. But if you have covered that, it's good. The partnership drives your monetization here. Right, B2C is not a great medium for you to drive the monetization part. You can bring the users on board. You can build a community and everything. Monetization is key. And you insisted on creating guilt and fear the users and providing positive information. That's a very good point that you addressed upon. Apart from that, it's good.
Thank you for your inputs, Mani. So as you mentioned, a very great point on the influencers. So what we thought was in the GTM, we are trying to promote this with the influencers, with the same influencers. We are trying to promote this. And coming to the same information is available online for free, which is very valid, but users are not really much interested. For example, I consume a biryani. I don't really go and check what happens if I eat biryani and what is the solution for it. What is the solution to reduce the after effect. So that is how we are trying to put everything in a single app and make it easy for the user. And B2C also, we have a premium features in plan where we offer some deep insights and personalized plate alerts or some nutritional insights which user can pay and get it in future, but as of now we haven't integrated anything as such. Even in the prototype it's not there. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you, Manisa. Thanks for your feedback. Now let's move on to Jayantika ma'am. Your feedback and question for Kirti.
Hey, Katie, wonderful presentation and great walkthrough. So thank you so much. I think, as always, Mani has covered a lot of our points, but I wanted to actually double down on the positives that I felt were really crisp. The first thing is you mentioned everything very crisply, and it was crystal clear from end to end of what you're looking from, what is the problem statements, and all the way walking through the designs end to end, which gave me a good understanding of what you are and how you are envisioning your product. I love the inclusion of the empathy map and the competitive industry landscaping that you have done and try to understand. I think a couple of suggestions as Mani mentioned, I also want to double down on those, that you should have a more segregated understanding. When you're doing, a lot of information is freely available, as he mentioned, so that's something that it is worth considering. I felt one thing that is there is because you are your starting off point is a user input, so it would be very much necessary for you to see of how do you increase or keep the user stickiness, because everything depends upon if I as a user is inputting an information which is like a photo of what I'm eating, maybe missing uploading a information or not, and it's highly driven from that. So how do you make sure that the user has that stickiness towards your product and ultimately leads into converting the success metrics, or achieving your success metric, is something that you would like to, I would love to learn more. I know there's time constraint, but I would love to learn that more. I think I could not get that part, or what are your thoughts about it? And also the revenue stream is something that I had in my mind of how would you do that with all the information, freely plus partially not freely available, but still available in a lot of abundance. So how do you plan on monetizing it if it's B2C primarily? B2B2C is something that you will definitely we understand of how it would go. But overall, I think one thing that I loved was your walkthrough of the designs. It helped me understand what you're envisioning from the feature perspective, from a user journey perspective, and gave me a clearer idea of where you're probably wanting to head through. Even if it's an MVP or a long-term one. But yeah, I think those are some of my feedbacks for you.
Thank you, Antika. So yeah, regarding the user engagement, in this screen, if you see the achievements, so Shiv shared 100% app usage score for this week, which means he has logged every meal. So we are going to highlight the users in that community is one thing. And second thing is, as I said, eventually we are planning some tie-ups with nutritionists and all. So we are planning to give some rewards, like if he has used X percentage, then he might get a reward. So because of that rewards, user might be interested in getting more engaged with that.
Okay, got it. I think you might also want to then include a part of gamification here, because a lot of those applications does it. I know it's very on and off, but still, it might be something worthwhile for people, because that's how they're more encouraged to be engaged with your application, especially applications wherein they need to give that information, and that's also driven from there as a starting point.
Thank you. Thank you for feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jayantika ma'am. Thank you, Kirti, for your presentation. Now let's hear from Mageshwar also.
The presentation was very good. I can't but appreciate the kind of work that has gone into present this. I could clearly see the amount of work that you've done to bring it to some shape. A lot of points were covered by Mani and Jayantika. There were a few things that I could add upon. One was the biggest problem for any mobile app is that in the week 2, the app is most probably uninstalled. If you see the amount of apps that get uninstalled, after the installation, most people don't even open it, register it. Even if they do it, the second week onwards, it gets uninstalled. If you look at the metrics, 95% of the apps are never used. So that is going to be your biggest bottleneck. So it is a GTM problem. Second thing is, I would like to see more user-generated content and driven application around this. The concept is fantastic. Like for example, you mentioned that we will take a photo of it and then we'll try to come up with calorie values. A lot of apps that are already doing it. And if you take, for example, Healthify, the user activity, the engagement really comes from the mentor, or I don't know what they call it. There's a mentor assigned to you, gym mentor, yoga mentor, who will keep pinging you, triggering you, saying that, hey, do this. That's where the action comes. Though people know that eating healthy is important, people don't do it. It is a problem with human beings. You have to figure out other ways of solving that problem. Generally, community where I go eat somewhere and then say, I find this food good, then my people in my circle knows. You have to look at different. It's a psychology problem that it needs to be looked at. It's that kind of problem that you're looking at. But the work that you've done is fantastic, Kirti.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I just want to add one more thing here. I think I have missed out due to the time constraint. So Healthify is definitely providing the health insights of the meal that I've taken and captured. But here what we are trying to do is, for example, consider user has taken just idli and sambar. So what we are saying is, because of this breakfast, you might likely feel light and focused, but this tangy sambar might cause acidity on some sensitive stomachs. So we are not just giving some numbers, this amount of carbs, this amount of proteins, this amount of fiber. So we are just trying to give the health implications of that particular meal as well. And we also have an option of giving the access of health data to the app of user. So if the user gives health data access, then it would be more personalized, which would be coming in the premium feature. Thank you for your feedback, Nageshwar.
Thanks for your feedback, sir. Thank you, Kirti. So now let's hear the scores. Jayantika ma'am, your score for Kirti?
-4 for Kirti.
4. Okay. Manisa, your scores?
It's 4.5. The
Okay.
0.5 extra is primarily because of vulnerability doing all this work.
Nageshwar also, your scores?
I think it is 4.5 too.
4.5. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so
Can you
much.
do a 0.5 rating as well? I did not know.
Yeah.
I assumed it comes.
Good one.
So
We're inventing on the go.
now it's time for audience to scan the QR and cast your votes. Kirti, you can stop presenting. Yes. Audience, please vote for Kirti. Here is a QR and you have 30 seconds. Now here are the results. Okay. Next we have team 4. We have Richa, Rupa, Rahul and Vishwas. Hi team. Hi Rahul. Hi Richa.
Yeah.
Hi
Hello, ma'am.
Vishwas. Yes.
I'm just
Can I know who's
waiting for
presenting?
Yeah, Rupa.
Rupa is presenting.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible and your time starts now. You can start presenting.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening to the jury. Let me start with a simple question. So, have you ever tried buying tiles or ceramics online? It's overwhelming, isn't it? The choices are endless, the pictures don't capture the real look, and the fear of what if it doesn't match my space, it often sends people back to the physical stores. Next slide. So, this is the exact problem that Vinicius Ceramics is trying to solve. The gap between physical touch and feel experience and the convenience of online shopping. So the vision, 1 minute, the vision of is simple yet powerful: to transform ceramics shopping experience into immersive, trusted, and personalized journey, and a collaborative journey at the end in the future, and so that customers can confidently shop, designs for their dream space. We have identified 4 key personas for this. One would be a tech-savvy homeowner who wants quick, confident decisions with AR previews. The next one would be a premium customer, a premium luxury customer seeking immersive experiences and curated luxury for his taste. And then would be the third would be a value conscious renovator who wants affordable yet reliable solutions. And then and the last one would be an interior designer who's looking for collaborative tools to streamline for client approvals and work with clients. So through research, next one. Through market research and validation, we've established a product market fit where customers crave visualization, personalization, and trust in category traditionally dominated by physical showrooms. So next one. So for this, we have identified the business requirements. That is a seamless digital catalog, AR tryout features, secure checkout and delivery tracking, AI mood brands for personalization, and future immersive studio experiences to bridge the gap between digital and physical shopping experience. And on the technology side, we need a scalable AR VR infrastructure, AI recommendation engines, and cloud-based collaborative tools to work with designers in the future, and then integration with logistics and payment systems. So in short, Venetia Ceramics is not just an e-commerce platform, it's a design and a new shopping experience that evolves from an MVP to a more premium and immersive studio like a mixed shopping experience. So my next Vishwas will take over from here.
Thanks, Rahul. Now I'll walk you through how we translated our vision to a structured product plan. We conducted the affinity mapping exercise to organize user pain points, needs, expectations into clear themes. Next slide, Rupa. We began by defining 5 high-level epics, which is product discovery and visualization, personalization and recommendations for tailoring choices to individual styles, collaboration and engagement, purchase and fulfillment, support and after sales. Next slide, Rupa. Yeah, next to story mapping, we broke these epics into actionable features and prioritized them based on real user needs. Next slide, Rupa. Yeah, we have used the Kano model for the prioritization, and we have come up with features for must-haves like AR, VR basics, performance drivers such as AI-powered reviews and smart recommendation enhanced satisfactions, exciters like live design consultant or immersive studios to create
can you go
wow
little
moments.
deep, because I'm not getting the grasp of what is, like, I think, do you have time? Like,
Yes,
you go
yes.
too fast for me.
Okay.
Do you want me to repeat the slide?
From here, please go a little slower.
Yeah,
We're not
little
getting...
slow and repeat.
Sure. Got it. So we have used the Kano model for prioritization. So our must-have features over here you can see, which is like AR, VR basics and secure checkout from the foundation. These are in the must-have bucket. And performance drivers, we have AI-powered reviews, smart recommendation, and which enhance satisfaction. So these fall under the performance drivers. Next is the exciters. Previous slide, Rupa. Yeah, for the exciters, the features we have identified through this prioritization method is like live design consultant or immersive studios, which will create wow moments. Yeah, next slide, Rupa. Yeah, so these prioritization informed us about MVP set, feature set, a robust catalog, AR, VR visualization, AI supported product reviews, secure checkout, and real-time delivery tracking. Together, these ensure our MVP is not just functional, but also inspiring and customer-centric. Over to you, Rupa.
Thank you, Vishwas. So we have our roadmap for the future in phased manner. We have our phase 2 and phase 3. In phase 2, we are focusing on enhanced user enhancements, where we have our personalized recommendation and product section reviews by AI. Also, we have our save board and snapshots. We also provide real-time notifications to the users, and we allow the clients to review and approve the design concepts, product selections, etc. So moving on to our phase 3, we have our AI design assistant integrated in the app. Also, we have a opportunity to collaborate with the designers, where the professional interior designers can directly suggest the users. Also, we have our co-create space with immersive studios. We also focused on Gen Z personalization for organizing the particular trends. Also, the themed product lines and the designer collaboration will help us in renowned designers offering unique and stylish options to the products. So here we have the metrics and the OKRs for the MVP. We are focusing on success measures such as number of app downloads, new user sign up, and activation rates. Also, the conversion will include the number of users completing the checkout after they try out our AR feature. And we also have our CSATs and NPS scores. For example, we are focusing on achieving 5,000 downloads within the first 2 months and achieve 40% sign up to activation rate. And then after that, we increase the first time production conversion up to 20% and ensure that the checkout drop off rate stays within 15%. Our CSAS score we are achieved to target at 4.5 and NPS of increased up to 30. So in our user feedback, we have like the in-app feedback, which is a two-click survey, which includes like how useful for the feature after they try out the AR survey. Also, we invite top 10 to 15 designers to give the structured feedback every quarter. We also have our analytics and beta testing program. So based on this feedback, we will again refine our product backlog and reprioritize the roadmap. Over to Richa. Thank you.
Thanks, Rupa. Hi, everyone. So coming to the execution of MVP, we have divided our sprint into 5 phases. And to launch the MVP, which starts with product catalog, search filter, integrate reviews, and AI opinions, up till AR, VR visualization in the third sprint, and then delivery and installation tracking, and QA bug fixes and polish. So next slide, Rupa. Now coming to the user stories, to generate user stories for all the epics that we had, we created this user story prompt for the Gen I to generate all the user stories for us. And then we created all the backlog and prioritization on Jira. So Soumya, if we have time, we can just switch to Jira. Yeah.
Yes, you have 3 more minutes.
Okay, sure.
You can go ahead.
Rupa, can you just switch to Jira? Yeah. So here, like you see in backlog, we have entered all the user stories that we had and mapped them to each epic, whichever they were part of. We have also put a story point in the prioritization. If you click on any of the user story, yeah. So we have structured user stories with the description and the acceptance criteria, along with what are the dependencies and not. So we have mentioned all the details. So here for the demo, we have shown, in the open sprint, what is the progress going on. Also, in summary slide, summary section, you can see all the work or about the first MVP phase. You can notice all the progress. So this is one demo that we have prepared in Jira just to give you an idea how we are planning to do the sprint phases for our MVP launch. Along with this, we have also created a wireframe just to give you an idea about how this app is going to look like. So Rupaya, if you can skip. So if you see, we have given sections like bathroom tiles and kitchen backsplash and floor tiles. If you click on any of these, you will have the options of the varieties like different categories. And each category will have this option to have a VR AR visual, wherein you can just click it on your space like kitchen or the washroom or the outside wherever in your house you want to have. You just put it there, get an idea about how it's going to look. If you like it, then you simply add to the cart and you can place the order. So this is what we have planned for the MVP launch. Thank you very much. Soumya, so we are
We are
done.
done with the presentation.
You have 1 more minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, ma'am, we have missed one this thing that is competitive analysis. We have not done, we've not added, but we don't have direct competitors for this who are doing it digital first product, a tech first product. It is the top three are include Kajaria Ceramics and so many tiles and I think Live Space. The first two are actually more into retail and distribution. They are distributor-led businesses. So they partner with the distributors and retailers. They're not a digital product, and they have a website and they have a online this thing, but it's not that user centric, or it's not a visual, like they have AR features also, but it's not very digital first, I can say. The other one, that is Live Space, is more like a consultant kind of a platform that you can kind of contact with reach out to their consultants, and then they'll help you out to design your home, or like interior or something like that. And they have collaborations with third party products also. So again, we have
I'm sorry for
in-house
the interruption,
products.
Rahul. You can take 30 seconds more.
Okay, well, yeah, that's it. So these are the top three competitors that we missed out in our presentation.
Okay,
That's
thank
it.
you. Thanks for presenting. Now let's get into the feedback and questions from juries. So, Jayantika ma'am, your feedback and question for the team.
Hey everyone. Great presentation. Thank you so much for walking us through. So a couple of positives that I found really interesting was, the first thing is your range of covering up the user personas was great. I think you covered up all of them. One thing that I wanted to understand was, which ones are you going to be focusing on in the MVP part of it? Because I think you already mentioned the features, but which user personas are being prioritized and why is something I would have loved to know. Great PPT overall. You've gone in detail about what and why, and what choices are you making. Few feedbacks that I wanted to share. So you started off with uh, the name ceramics, I think Venetia ceramics. And then you diverged into, I think one of your slides mentioned that there would also be a workflow approval thing between the designers, the customers, the other features I understood. But I think when you're venturing into this kind of a thing, wherein it's a collaborative model or an interactive model between designers and end users or clients per se, the name was a little misguiding for me, because I thought it's just for buying. Because your problem statement started off with, hey, it's have you ever bought tiles and ceramics online, right, versus the physical store. So I think that diversion is something I could not connect. So something worth rethinking about, or maybe I missed the loop, and you can just let me know if that's the case. And also, that part was not included in your success metrics. So I wanted to understand why was that. The second thing, which I had as feedback, and it's more of a question, was you mentioned you're going to work on Gen Z personalization, I believe, right? Why Gen Z personalization? Just why catering to Gen Z? And you've mentioned that a couple of times. So I wanted to understand, Gen Z is not a final user persona that would be buying homes or buying tiles right now. So am I missing a loop in between, or why are you focusing on Gen Z, or why are you calling that out? It's something I wanted to understand. It's more of an
Yeah.
open question for me. Otherwise, it was great overall. I would have loved, I think Nageshwara actually paused you, and I also wanted to understand, like, I would have loved if you would have gone into detail of the prioritization of why and what you chose from the feature perspective, in the MVP. But yeah, otherwise it was at least, good information that you presented. So yeah, those are my feedback and a couple of open questions actually.
Thank you, ma'am. Manisa, your feedback and question for the team.
Yeah, first of all, a really a different problem that you have tried to explore, right? Especially in the ceramics industry, I haven't heard about a lot of innovation happening in this area. So good job on that. AR, VR products visualization. So if the user should have a VR to use their app. I don't know how many users are there who are having VR gears at home in India to use this application, right? So because in your product prioritization, AR/VR visualization is part of the basic feature, right? And VR adoption in India is very less. So that is one question that I have. Second thing is this product a platform product? Because you're talking about end user, and then you have designers, and then you spoke about competitors, Kajaria tiles. So I'm pretty confused on how we're going to actually position this product into the market. Is it going to bring the ceramic makers on one side of the platform and the end users, home buyers on the other side, and designers going to the third user segment in this area? Or you're going to have your own brand of ceramics and you're going to provide this app on top of it? Or you're going to partner with the ceramic manufacturers and going to sell it as a B2B product? So that GTM is not quite clear here, right? That's number two. Number three is when you talk about ceramics, the touch and feel of ceramics is also an important aspect that a buyer will look at. All right, they go to the shop just to ensure that there's a 3D tiles. They would really want to touch and see how the 3D tiles looks like. It's not just about design and how it fits in the house. The touch and feel also is a part of important requirement of the users. So how are you going to meet those requirements through this app is another question. Competitor analysis I already touched upon, which I had a question. Gen Z personalization, as Jantika mentioned, your user persona is not Gen Z. Your target market segment is not Gen Z, but your features are related to Gen Z. That was not matching here. Your OKRs mentioned about adoption, right? I really want to understand the market segment size that you're actually trying to target in India. So if you could do segmentation and sizing of the market and then map it to your adoption metrics that you have, so that you can understand how much of your market share you're trying to capture over a period of time. So that will be really good. Also talk about apartment buyers, individual homes, because there are certain restrictions that you will find when you're facing sort of apartment buyers. Some small things. I think in one of your images, it's AI generated a lot of spelling mistakes. So just take care of that in your presentation. And user persona is an Indian user persona. Your market is in Indian. I don't know why your USDC has pricing mentioned in dollars. Just again, a small correction. Just make a note of that. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your feedback. Nageshwar Rao, sir, your feedback and question for the team.
Thank you. I agree with what Mani and Jayantika mentioned. I was trying to all the way figure out who's your ideal customer profile, who's going to pay money for this product. All through the presentation, one we said, will you partner with Kajaria Tiles and then say, now our Kajaria Tiles is our customer. They will use this product for all their distribution. I couldn't figure out that. That is a real thing. From there, like you're catching upon, like what are the thoughts on that? I agree with what Mani mentioned in terms of the persona versus the features. They are like jumping. If you were to take this idea forward, see the primary thing with product is that you get the foundations correct, then your next thought process are easier. At this point of time, at the problem, ideal customer profile, persona, there are a lot of mix and match. I mean, there is no clear vision that I see that is very important. Like I said, is it a B2B product, B2C product? That's not coming up. The other thing in terms of tiles, right? I was part of a presentation for startups in terms of investment. They came out saying that anyone will provide a 3D visual product or mobile app where they can show their photograph and will tell you how you look in multiple hairstyles, and that's how they select the hairstyle. And end of the day, the delivery is by a barber who actually does the work. If it's different from that, the product will not be. In this case, the same thing would happen. You would say, this is how I want it. The tile would be different. In fact, the same tile manufactured in two different batches will be a little different. That's why you go back after 6 months, the batch will be different. So a lot of things gap needs to be done. So on the ground, you have to like really think through the whole thing, build up the whole stack ground up from the problem, I think.
Yeah. So Professor, to answer all the questions. So ours would be a D2C digital first brand. So it is all in-house products. So to give a digital experience for the products, to visualize the product first. So our first focus with the MVP is just to try and buy. That's it. So we'll ask the customers to explore our catalog, or download the app, register, explore our catalog, just try, and you can just buy. Okay, for example, if some customers would want the look and feel of it, okay, we would want like order some samples. So we can have small tile pieces or small like texture or some samples or some physical catalogs. We can ask them, we can get it delivered to their address or something like that if they want, or they can before ordering. And then that's what and the next one is more personalization. That is when with MVP, the second phase of growth is where we will take it forward, where we'll offer more AI features to design or to get reviews based on your home. Like when I scan my personal, like when I bathroom or I'm renovating my kitchen or something, I'll take a picture and then I can use certain AI features to to select color combinations or texture combinations that products and then get some reviews. And the last phase would be like open up studios where we collaborate with designers, of course. Designers is where, for example, if I want to create, if I'm renovating my home, renovating my kitchen. So if I'm not aware of, if I'm not that not sure about what to do, I would collaborate with somebody like a platform where we will add features. I would give you an example of like some designers are there. We will show their profiles and their previous projects. So I can just collaborate with them and then just work together on designing something, taking all the considerations and of different products, and then make my purchase decision at the final. These are the phases of one, that is MVP stage. Is just our focus is to try and buy. Then it would be more into personalization, and then most in like a ecosystem. The last one would be an ecosystem to enhance the experience. And
Thank you, Rahul. You're done?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You have something to tell?
No, the Gen Z thing, actually, I wasn't aware of that. But the Gen Z, just thought that Gen Zs are very picky. And I think in the future, they are the ones who will be buying homes. So Gen Z trends are very, like to consider, we need to consider Gen Z trends also because they are the future homeowners at some point. And then, and it's more into like social media, and they're more into they're more into aesthetics, and then more into like media and like Korean and all these things that is coming up. So there'll be a lot of trends in the future, maybe. And to understand the trends and build a product line or product categories for users as per their taste. So that's it.
Rahul, then don't call it as a phase two for Gen Z personalization. Then it's like a long-term thing. And also, if you're
Okay.
wanting to leverage them for maybe influencer marketing or something, then use it as from a GTM perspective,
Okay.
not
Okay.
from your feature building perspective in general,
Okay.
because that's a
Okay.
long shot.
Okay.
They would not be a buyer for you within 5 months of 5 years of your launch of your application, maybe. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It is like other generations have like similar mindset, but Gen Zs have like totally different mindsets. So like we have to cater to both the mindsets ideally.
No, so I think on a counterpoint, and maybe Mani and Nageshwara, you might want to chime in, but you would want to cater to your audience, which is your prospective buyer or your
Okay.
user at this very point in time, not something that would come up 10 years down the lane. When you're launching a new product or an application, if Gen Z was not one of your user personas as well, right? So that's where the gap is for us. They would be a prospective buyer because they would lean onto one of the 4 personas, which is tech savvy, premium luxury. Premium
Yeah.
luxury, they would not be, in a very short duration. But anyways, even if they would fall into those 4. They would not be a standalone persona for which you would want to build. You could use their, I don't know, thinking is something that you're probably wanting to lean onto, but not building for them, because eventually they're not going to buy. They're maybe going to just come, install the app. If there's any rewards, maybe take those rewards and that's it. Or
Okay.
do some kind of influencer marketing. So that's the only thing that they would do for you.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Agree, ma'am. Yeah.
fact, we don't know whether Gen Z would like to own a house also. I mean, the kind of research I'm hearing.
That's true.
Yeah, we
That's
They're
really
more
don't
of
know.
renters than of buyers,
Yeah.
as per
So,
the
they're more
recent
of
researchers. So
yeah,
so like quite a
getting
few
more
assumptions
experiences
there.
than investing.
Okay, now it's time for the scores. Jayanti Kamam, your score for the team.
I would like to give it 3.5, considering we're doing 0.5 ratings.
Okay, 3.5. Okay, Nageshwar Rao sir, your scores?
I like to go with the 3.
3. Okay. Mani sir, your score?
2.5.
2.5. Okay. Thank you. So now let's move on to the team 1 who's yet to present. Okay, so before that, we'll get into the oats. Team, please scan the QR. Please take 30 seconds and cast your vote for the team. So here are the results. Now we have team 1, Kavya and
Hello, am I audible?
yes, you can start sharing your screen.
Okay.
Who's
Hello.
going to present? Yes, yes.
I'm
you are-
presenting, yes.
Yeah, sure. Please start sharing your screen.
Yes.
Yeah, your time starts now, Kavya.
Oh, great. Another hashtag Diwali 2025 post on my Instagram. Blessed with family traditions, traditional vibes, home is where my heart is. And my heart was stuck in this studio apartment eating some instant random noodles on the day of Diwali.
I can totally relate. I celebrated my Diwali sitting on a couch, watching my WhatsApp videos of my family and ordering samosa from a random grocery store. What a dream life,
Yes.
right?
And now Christmas is coming. I can't wait to see everyone's Christmas delight photos. While I Google how to feel festive on the day of festival. And trust me, Google does no help.
Oh, this remind me that I actually tried celebrating Diwali by searching online about the puja rituals where we got like 40 versions of it where people are telling me to face north, face east. So I'm just this confused compass just spinning circles.
And I tried celebrating Diwali here last month. So I Googled Diwali events near me. All I got was 50% discount on a Marathi thali and a yoga experience. Not the spiritual experience that I was looking for.
I know, right? And the worst part, like, I'm surrounded with people here. I do have people here, but it's very lonely. I have never felt this alone while celebrating festivals. So it's like you're at a big party, but no one knows your language.
Yes, and this is ridiculous. This is 2025. We can order food online. We can get a date online. We can find some random astrologers who will tell us if our ex is missing us at 2 a.m. in the morning. But we do not have a way to celebrate our festivals, be a part of our traditions and culture once we step out of our home. This is the problem that I faced in my college, and I'm facing again when I'm living alone in a new city. We got to find a way, Kavya.
Right. So here is the solution. Jury, let us present Anumo. Anumo is a digital cultural companion which helps people living away from home and who lack knowledge on rituals to celebrate festivals in a meaningful way. By combining step by step ritual guidelines and local event discovery and community forum access, Anumo bridges the gap between modern life and the tradition, which eventually makes celebration authentic and connected. Our problem statement is urban migrants and students who live away from family feel often disconnected and very disconnected during festival cultural and festival celebrations, mainly due to lack of access and knowledge on the rituals and supportive community forums. As a result, the celebrations feel very incomplete, impersonal, and skipped maybe altogether. So I live away from home, and I always need my mom or someone to remind me about the festivals. So we have also done a market research where websites like Lookman IS, NCBI, and ResearchGate supported our problem statement. And our vision is to be the leading digital cultural companion, enabling people to celebrate the festivals in a meaningful and authentic way, connecting communities, and to preserve our cultural heritage for the future generations. We have also done competitor analysis where we have identified that Gata, Kutum, and YouTube were giving the partial solutions but not the complete thing. So, for example, Gata is like an audio storytelling about our cultural or the main focus is on folk culture. So, Kutumb again, it's like a networking, Indian social networking. And in YouTube, we know we have many videos about many rituals, but there is no reliability and we doubt the authentication, honestly. So these are the gaps we identified, and we want Anumo to be a platform combinedly like for the wholesome solution. So we have considered three personas here. One is Alok, who is 45-year-old, who is relocated to new city for his work purpose. He's a very traditionalist person and wants to host events like Gruha Pravesh. He wants to pass down his tradition to his kids and want to be an cultural anchor in his community, but he faced problems like he don't know the contacts of the local pandits, and he has to depend upon word of mouth and no support in the new city. And then Asha is a 23-year student who lives in Pune away from home. She's very spiritual but overwhelmed with her academic life. She likes to connect with peers with whom she can share our cultural, but she misses her home food and rituals and lack platform to celebrate festivals with people. And then is Meena Joshi, who is an community center head. She likes to promote local cultural events, reach young and migrate audiences, and simplify event management. But our frustrations is like low event visibility, limited outreach beyond the inner circle, and juggling between the management planning tools. We have done our business model Canva, and few of our highlight points are like our key partners would be the temples and spiritual leaders and cultural influencers and local festival item vendors or decor shops persons. And we would like to go through channels like mobile apps, website, social media platforms, and partnership with temples and event organizers and colleges as well. So we have also done our cost structure and revenue stream where we define like premium model or festival event ticketing for that particular festival or sponsored listings of local cultural businesses in our purchases like puja kits for those particular festivals, etc. And also we have done value proposition Canva, and before that we have actually done a questionnaire and a survey with open-ended questions, and we have like prioritized our features and MVP on base of real data only, which we have shown in our appendix later. So we have decided our product services would be profile based ritual guides, festival calendars and alerts, and community forums, which are like events and connecting with people. Again, empathy mapping, like to understand the user needs, like how they think, like there's slowly losing touch with their cultural roots and it's hard to celebrate alone, and they feel very guilty of not maintaining the traditions or nostalgic about their family and their memories. And then they really do say that they miss the feeling of festivals at home. अब पहले जैसा नहीं होता है. And then they do what they do, so they usually video call or with and try to connect with family during festivals. So we have done assumption mapping and Moscow framework to prioritize our features. We have on basis of these two, we have prioritized what features should be gone into our MVP. and also considering the survey results.
Kavya, I'm
So
sorry for
how our
interruption. You
application
have
looks?
1 more minute.
Our application looks. We started with opening, setting up the profile, and then access the rituals, follow the rituals, and attend the events and engage in the community itself. If you can go back if you don't like the particular event and search for others as well. So this is the low fidelity which we have initially thought in our mind, and let me show you the prototype where lots of hard work, heart, and our sleepless nights went. So this is how our app looks, and then this is the basic signing up with our profile setup. And then in the homepage, you can just access all the events nearby happening during the time. Then we have celebration tab where we have calendar of that particular events or day. And then we have ritual guide, for example, for Diwali, the step by step of cleaning, decoration, shopping. And you can also have this arti. If you don't know how to sing, you can just play it. And then we also have story to understand the background behind the festival, and also the recipes for the yam food which we miss, which our mom makes. Then we have community where people can, event organizers can post their celebrations, where you can just access through the map and just go to the event and also find the other nearby events and directions for the same. You can
Kavya, I think
also
you
do
can
a
proceed.
physical search over here and the notifications for the same and connect with people as well. So, and also you can share your experience here as well. So now, Piper will
Soumya, I'll
carry
just take
forward.
1 more minute and conclude the slide.
Okay, yeah, you can make it
One,
fast.
1 to 2 minutes. Yes, I'll be very fast. Uh, yes. So for the MVP development, we figured out four modules. First is the profile setup and verification, because we do not want some random events to be listed in Canada, Navratri events like that. Festival calendar and alerts, because once I wished my sister happy Raksha Bandhan 1 day after Raksha Bandhan. So we do not want that either. Third is ritual guide system. It's like a mini Panditji sitting inside your inside your phone. Fourth is the community forum. Next slide. This is basically how we divided the whole MVP build up into different phases: the front end, the back end, the feedback loops. Next slide. We chose Kanban model because unlike Scrum, Kanban doesn't assume the world to be very predictable. It has four modules. One is backlog, one is ongoing, one is development. This is how we structured all our tasks into different in progress, complete, and the sprint backlog stages. Next slide. Uh, then this is the communication and collaboration. Next slide. Basically, we made the first beta app and shared with the 50 users to get more feedback. Next slide. These are the tools that we used. Now this is where one of our most important revenue pillar comes into the picture. This is we want to bridge all the commerce activities that are happening on our platform through ONDC local vendors. Next slide. So this is basically a diagram which explains how ritual intention converts into contextual commerce. When a user enters into the Anumo app through an alert or by the step-by-step guide, Anumo automatically creates, once the user understand why a ritual is being done and what is to be done, Anumo automatically creates a list of items that is required, which then creates a commerce need. The customer might need the ritual items, ethnic wears, gifts, and all these things. So all these commerce needs are fulfilled then by the ONDC buyer applications that are there on the ecosystem. Once that happens, we get our commissions, we get our share for the referrals, and then the Anumo app understands what user is looking for in a particular ritual, and this acts like a flywheel which keeps going on. Next slide, please. This is the roadmap, as I explained. Next slide. MVP is launched, and then we grow, and then we try to get associated with ONDC partners. Then this is the future developments. AI is one of the most important things in our use case, because people want their personalized Marathi family celebrates Diwali in a different way, and my family, Sindhi family, celebrates in a different way. Next slide. That is it. Appendix is just basically all the MVP features that we listed are based on the surveys that we have conducted. This is a problem that we all have personally faced. I was in college. I used to feel very sad when I used to be left out in hostel, and same happens right now when I'm working in a different city. That is it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's time for the feedback and question. Manisa, your question and feedback for the team.
Yeah, so Vaibhav, you covered 50% of presentation in last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, no issues. Quite a unique problem that you're trying to address. Good job. I like the way you started the discussion with the conversation, but I think you spent too much of time in the conversation as such, creating the more about the problem statement. So the opening statement was really good. Anumo was a platform. A couple of questions you mentioned about $100 billion cultural economy. I'm not sure how it actually maps, how it's relevant here in this particular context. And then the problem statements are widespread. You covered the breadth of the problem statements, but your problem solutions and the solutions, everything was kind of widespread. I'm not sure how we're going to do the product roadmap. You showed at the end, just just a couple of comments, couple of seconds, but that's the most important part because your problem statements are really widespread, right? The most important aspect of a product manager is how you go into the breadth and also the depth at the same time. So you cannot go to the depth in each and every product statement that is chosen, right? Connecting the rituals and then events in your place are completely two different product statements. Product statement, right? So, and you're trying to go depth in both of these things at the same time, then that could be a bigger challenge while you're actually building the product. So you have to choose one and then go deeper. Though you mentioned the breadth of the product that you're trying to address. Used Kanban. I have few reservations on using Kanban on this particular product development message because, as you mentioned, it's used for very agile way of working. But not definitely meant for something where you have clear cut requirements and then doing it in a very phased manner, right? And then that's pretty much from my side. You explain on the commerce, you have explained on the revenue metrics, the empathy map, your prioritization. Those were good.
Okay, thank you, Mani. I would like to answer you on this. Yes, you are right. There are a variety of problems that needs to be solved in this particular thing. Actually, this all started from this feeling that we all used to have. Me and Kavya both felt this when we were left at home during the festivals. So what we did was we created a survey form, and in the survey form, we understood that first two features could be: first is step-by-step ritual guide that everyone needs when they are in some other part of the world. Second is the events and the community aspect of it. If there is anyone, like if in my society, if 10 people are left at home, 10 bachelors are left at home, they can connect and they can, host out a meetup or something on Diwali, and people can go and meet. So this was the kind of idea. I completely understand that the product roadmap could have been in the started so that it would have come out more clearly to you. But this was the idea behind
Yeah.
putting it out.
Adding to that, sir, I totally agree with what you said. Like for MVP scope, the community and the features are totally different thing. But the thing was, if we have the rituals and everything with us, but we don't have people to celebrate with, so the festival is incomplete anyhow. So for that feature, we
Yeah.
had to prioritize both the things at a time. And yeah, the product roadmap must be aage. That was like we'll consider
Okay.
it as a feedback, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nageshwar Rao, sir, your feedback and question for the team.
Yeah, thank you. Vaibhav, can you share the screen on which you presented the survey? Because
Yes, sure.
that's what was
Kavya, please.
really-
Yes.
Sure.
I think the brand is a little more global in perspective. If you do it right way, people will across the globe will really like it. There is a
Yeah.
problem for sure. And then when I looked at
Okay.
your product screenshots that you presented, you spoke about four things: Aarti, ritual, recipe, and calendar.
Mhm.
I think, like Mani was mentioning, quite a lot of things, and then people will not people not come to your app because you have everything in one place. That is like that's not the way, right? You solve one problem. For example, I don't know if you're in Hyderabad. Hyderabad, there is this place called Tirumalgiri where there is an association for all people coming from West Bengal and Kolkata. No matter what happens, they come and aggregate there. There is this association where they celebrate Dasara like how it is celebrated in Kolkata, and that's where people want to go. No, that is your go-to market. You go onboard that particular community. They will bring in 1 lakh people in Hyderabad onto your product. That's the right way to approach that.
Right.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Then there is, I saw that points that you mentioned. I'm hoping that all your screenshots and all that were the outputs of survey. So
Yes.
yeah, otherwise it is like quite a few things. Don't try to solve everything. Like Mani was mentioning, you try to solve everything. You will like figure out what's one's priority. Just figure out one thing. Like worst case, figure out the second thing, which is like an associated thing. You do that correctly. You are there sitting on the mobile app and then doing it.
Okay.
In your
Noted,
use
sir.
case, yeah. I think that's mostly what I wanted to add upon, apart from what Mani has shared here. Yeah, good
Okay, sir.
presentation.
Noted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was very insightful. The Hyderabad use case that you
Yeah.
told us about, and we will definitely look into it. The thing is, we really wanted to start, and we are not sure what kind of features we can prioritize and build this, but this problem exists, is all we know. So if it is possible, we would love to get on a session with you if you are available anytime, and we can talk about it.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the feedback. Next, we have Jayantika ma'am, your feedback and question for the team.
Sure. My feedback has already been covered via two amazing jury members. So I'll just give kudos, first of all, on the problem statement. I think it's a very valid one, and I totally relate to that. So I think good job on identifying it and trying to build. But as everyone, mentioned, don't try to build everything at once. Try to focus, and I get your rationale of putting up community with the rituals part of it, because you need people, you need to know what needs to be done. But yeah, try to probably go in the route where Nageshwara was saying that, yeah, if, rather than onboarding just one single community groups are already there, and they are very active in a lot of cities, whichever cities you probably want to focus on, that might onboard a lot more users and would give you like direct access, to a lot more user personas, who would be onboarded onto your application, and then would eventually be using it. So that's the intent. As Mani mentioned, sorry, go ahead.
No, man. You can
I was
go.
just saying, as Mani mentioned, the problem statements, you have covered the breadth of it. Try
Yeah.
to see which one do you want to deep dive on. All are
Yeah.
valid, but what is valid is something that you have to figure out to be able to
Yes.
build up a good product. Revenue streams, I had that question, but you covered it up in a jiffy at the end. So,
Yeah.
okay. But it was like we would have loved to see the last ones in the last few slides, because I think that gave a lot more information about the product, and especially about what rationales are you wanting to build upon.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall a great one. So I think, yeah, that's all from my side right now.
Thank you, ma'am. Noted on that features that everything is at a time we shouldn't focus on. It's a collaborative feedback from all of you. One more thing I want to say, like as you mentioned all about the existing communities, we have mentioned that in our future development as well, that
Got it.
we are already planning a collaboration with the existing community forums also.
And one more thing, just wanted to add. So, majorly, the most important pillar of revenue model that we could figure out was through ONDC partnerships. If there is anything else that the jury members would like to give us an hint about, we are very open to it. But ONDC is something, again, that we do not have to build anything. We just have to take the network, the APIs, and host it out. So that was something that we could figure out. But yeah, we are very open to all these ideas.
You will hardly make less than 1% on ONDC. So, like, you onboard a community and then say, I'll manage your membership all year, give me 100 rupees. They'll be very happy you're making 1 crore day one.
Okay. Got it. All right, sir.
Thank you, team. Thank you, juries, for the feedback. Now it's time for the scores. Nageshwar Rao, sir, your score for the team?
It is 3.5 for this team.
3.5. Okay. Mani, sir, your scores? 3.5? Okay. Jayantika ma'am, your scores?
Same 3.5 collective.
Okay. So it's time for audience to cast your vote. Kavya, can you stop presenting the screen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Audience, please scan the QR and cast your vote for the team. It's time for the results now. Okay, so before we announce the winner for the Skillathon, I would request, I would like to thank the presenters and the jury members, and I request the jury members to accept our certificates of appreciation and share their experience on today's Skillathon. So first, Nageshwar Rao sir.
Thank you.
Can you share a few words about today's Skillathon, like your experience?
Teams have really worked hard at the back end, especially mentioned for Kirti, she was the sole team member and then she did a lot of groundwork. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, sir.
So yeah, teams have really done a great job. And all the best to everyone who wants to take these ideas forward, or like theoretical, at least not implement it in business, but still it is important that you understand that at the root level, the problem statement, the ideal customer profile, the user persona, and the MVP that you want to build. If you don't get this right, everything else after that will anyway fall down one day. So like these strong should not be like, they're not negotiable. You have to be 100% sure about what we are doing at these 4-5 levels. And most of the teams have done a great job. Please work upon that. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Jayantika ma'am, your experience, and here is your certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I think it was a great experience. So much to learn, and hopefully the presenters could learn from us as well, and our feedback. But it was great. I think some very new, fresh ideas and actual problem statements that we all face but have never thought about, probably because we either could not get time or just like that. Just you keep on thinking and never dug through of how you could solve it. So I think some great learnings for us, and I think good luck to all of you. Work on it there, incorporate feedback wherever you think is possible, and we would love to see all these things coming live, hopefully, or at least being taken forward. So yeah, but thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for joining us today. Mani sir.
First of all, congratulations to all the participants who made it to this particular point, this entire journey of learning product management. So one thing was very clear, that my PL has done a great job in providing a structure to their thoughts, right? Because people can do all these things, but it comes in a quite random way, structuring everything into a particular framework, and then progressing towards a problem statement and a solution, and solving it is the most important part. I think everyone has learned it really in a better way through the IPL courses. So good job to IPL for doing this, and a lot of diverse set of topics that we have covered up on. Right, nothing was similar between all these 4 or 5 teams that we have met. A lot of great work, a lot of hard work that everyone has put. Small subtle differences here and there made the difference. So it clearly shows all the interest and passion that they have shown towards product management, and how they have put their learnings into this Skillathon. So a lot of great work has happened there already. So kudos to everyone, and thank you so much for having me and having Julie's here. Personally, I learned a lot in this exercise, and thanks so much, all the best.
Thank you, sir. So we appreciate your time and presence on this platform. The insightful feedback and also the questions will encourage the students to look into the product and with more clarity. So now it's time to declare the Skillathon winner. So any guess, audience, any guess? And by the way, Skillathon winner gets to take away a cash voucher prize of 1,000 rupees. So any winner, any guess who's the winner of today's Skillathon?
Anumo.
Yeah. So the winner is Kirti KVL. So she's the winner of today's Skillathon. Congratulations, Kirti.
Thank you so much. This really means a lot of motivation and very insightful evaluation from the jury members, Nageshwar Rao sir, Jayantika ma'am, and Mani sir. Thanks a lot. I started this journey believing that small ideas can really create big change if you really take them seriously, and they turn into very beautiful products. And we have to just believe in everyday problems and try to solve them. I'll definitely carry this engagement format, and thank you IPL for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Kirti. Thanks for presenting today. And yeah, it's time to end up the today's Skillathon. So I once again thank all the jury members and the presenters to be a part of today's event. Thank you. Thank you, audience, estimated juries. See you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.